Oh, yeah. You need to focus on my voice.
I'm not hypnotizing anyone. They hypnotize themselves.
I went to this man's show as a skeptic. Then I found out he lives about 40 minutes from my house. So let's talk about him. Hell, let's talk to him on today's Graybeard Biker. Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to the Graybeard Biker channel. Panama City Beach this past spring, Thunder Beach. I end up at a show I didn't know what to expect from. A comedy hypnotist at a bike rally. And I'll be straight with you. I walked in thinking I was just about to watch a room full of plants fake it for an hour. And I was wrong. And I laughed harder than I had laughed all week long. His name is Gary Michaels. Calls himself the world's only biker comedy hypnotist. And nobody's disputing the title. Then I found out that he keeps a place right here in Georgia. So we made a lunch date. What I did not expect is that lunch would turn into a show. Let's start with the biker aspect. You are a biker comedy hypnotist. Tell me about your biker history. How did you ride, I guess?
I do ride, and I've ridden, many years. When I was a kid, the guy I grew up with, his name was Brian, and we lived out in the middle of backwoods Kentucky. I mean, literally, my closest neighbor was 5 miles away, and we had to create things to do, which is the good old days.
Sure, yeah.
We built mini bikes out of tiller motors. Remember those? I didn't have a bike. Please don't tell anybody this, but I bought a Spyder.
Oh.
That's not what you ride now, is it?
Oh, no. Real panty dropper, Gary.
No, it wasn't. I thought it looked futuristic until I saw a picture of me on it, and I went, yeah, no. It's a snowmobile. It's exactly what it is with wheels on it. I just thought it looked cool. I went and bought one. My buddies were making fun. Why don't you quit riding a girl's bike, get a man's bike? And it just kept on and on and on. And finally I got enough of it. Not to mention the fact that Spyder spent more time in the shop than it did on the road. So we went to Reno and I rented a 2013 Road Glide, matte black. I absolutely fell in love with that motorcycle. We rode all around Lake Tahoe, Reno, Virginia City, which is a great place to go. If you've never been there, you need to check it out. The sidewalks, or wood sidewalks, are the same boards from back in the West.
Oh.
Same. There's another place we went to called the Bucket of Blood Saloon, which was really cool. So we rented the bikes out there, and when I got home, I immediately went to the dealership the next day and bought the same exact bike that I just rented out there. And matte black Road Glide, and that's the Street Glide, the fairings turn, and I didn't know anything about it at the time, but Road Glide, it didn't turn, but I liked it. I was like, okay, this is a cool bike. I put 25,000 miles on it in 4 months. That's all I did was ride. Well, in Kentucky, you can only ride 4 months because it's winter time comes. Then I got to doing what I do. Well, I was always a magician. And then I got into this hypnosis thing, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to put a show together. What am I going to call it? What's going to make me stand out that I can sort of incorporate everything? And now I wanted to incorporate hunting and fishing in there. Couldn't figure anything out unless I wore a camouflage hat, then I would fit right in, which I still might do. So I got to thinking, I got looking online, are there any biker hypnotists, or is there any hypnotists that are bikers out in the world? No.
Crickets.
I found a comedian, Russ Nagel, I love him. America's funniest biker. He's not a magician, he's not a hypnotist, he's a comedian. And he's extremely funny. So I ran, ran across him online, and I got to, okay, I got to call this something. So I'm a biker, magician, a hypnotist, a comedian, and a bunch of other things. And nobody else in the world is doing this as a biker. It's a niche. Here we go. So I ran into the world's only biker comedy hypnotist. Now it's a mouthful.
Yep.
But it is kind of catchy, you know? So that's how it all got started. And I kept telling myself
40 years in radio. Magician before that, played in a band, ran a bar, ran a propane business. Then he goes looking for a lane that nobody's standing in. And he finds one. Oh, and about 10 minutes before the food even landed, this started happening.
Yes, let me grab it. Are these yours?
No, they're...
Oh, these are April's. So let's see if we can do
I can see it.
all right, so we call this mojo. In Kentucky, we call it mojo. So we put a little mojo on it. Might be able to get him to do some weird stuff like that right there. Well, bikers could be hypnotized just like anybody else. Yeah, just because we dress like bikers don't mean we're not real people.
Yep.
You get a biker, you get the group of them, I guarantee you there's a couple of them that love to hunt and fish. I guarantee you there's a couple of them that might be a lawyer and has to wear a suit every day. We're just regular people that like to ride motorcycles. Come on. If people have this preconceived notion of a biker, they don't see me coming. She shut the Beaver Bar down in Sturgis last year. Anyway, when I was first getting started, this is before her and I were even together, but we all used to run together, group of us, and we were in Myrtle Beach. Not a big fan of Myrtle Beach Bike Week, scattered out. Not a big fan. I mean, I guess if I got a gig there, I'd be a great fan of it.
Right.
There's no cohesiveness.
Yeah, there's just, you know, and then the suck bang blow. It's a good venue. I like it. It's all right. But anyway, I went in and I met Beverly. I'm in her office and doing magic tricks, that and the other. Oh, this would be fun. I'm trying to get a gig. I'm trying to get started. Hadn't even started this thing yet. And I texted her a couple of weeks later and she replied back simply saying, Gary, what you do is pretty cool, but I'm afraid your act won't work at a bike rally. I replied back simply and said, thank you. Never spoke.
Watch me.
Now I just said thank you. Now our first gig was in Athens, Georgia at a dealership. They had a little thing going, they had stage out there, music and all that kind of stuff. Power sports, something. Anyway, they had a little event. That was our first gig.
We're at Junebug Boogie. We're in the bar, and Junebug Boogie's in the backwoods of Tennessee, out in the middle of nowhere.
I was just there.
Oh, nowhere.
Yep.
All right. So we're in the bar, and it's just the Fords there. It's just an old dirty bar. He looks at me and he goes,
You the hypno guy? Yeah. No way you could hypnotize me. I won't allow it. 4 million views later on YouTube of him being hypnotized, and he still doesn't believe it. And then we did the Kentucky bike rally last year, and his son was there. And his son looked at me and goes, I ain't gonna let you do it. I'm different than my dad. You can't hypnotize me, I won't allow it. He ends up in the middle of the stage of the whole show, hypnotized. And the harder you fight it, the better it's gonna be for me.
Quick note, Junebug Boogie, the hills of Tennessee. We were just there. That episode is going to be coming up soon. Once it's released, I'll put the link to it right here. But make sure that you are all like and subscribe so that you can see when that episode and all of our episodes come out. If you enjoy this type of content, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and knock that out. It costs you nothing, and it is the biggest single thing that you can do to keep us showing up at these rallies with cameras. And while your phone's out, go ahead and follow us on social media. Here's why that's going to matter to you. We're going to be at Sturgis. Gary's going to be at Sturgis. 5 shows.
5 shows in Sturgis.
There it is.
Well, there it is.
Our socials are where we post in real time when we're on the road. We post where we're hanging out, what it is that we're shooting, when we're rolling out of somewhere. So that's how you can find us if you're at one of the rallies that we're at. That's how you can end up in the shot instead of watching it later. So come say hey. I mean that. Okay, back to lunch. When we were in, because I saw you in Panama City Beach this past spring. Is it still spring, summer?
Yeah.
And there was somebody up there that was not hypnotized and was trying to play along, and you told her to go sit down. So I assume it doesn't work for everybody.
No, that's a great question.
But that's got to be challenging because you had to tell her, no, it's okay, really, go.
So everybody, let me just break it down for you. Let me get technical with you. Everybody on the planet that has a working brain can be hypnotized. As a matter of fact, you hypnotize yourselves every day. You guys are, every single one of us, these people are, all these people driving are in what we call a hypnotic trance 70% of the day. So how many times have you been driving to work, going to your friend's house, going to the store? You know you have to turn right. Or if you're on the interstate and you see that big exit sign, 1 mile, gigantic, can't miss it. You know you have to get off that exit. But for whatever reason, pass it right up. You ever done that before? That's hypnosis. You ever walked around the house looking for your glasses and they're on top of your head? Or looking for your...
Not just because I'm blind.
Right. Or look for your phone. It's literally in your hand. Have you ever done
90% of
that?
my day, got it.
Okay. That is hypnosis. That is actually called this is called, if you have your phone and you're looking for it and you're holding onto it and you're literally sweeping the house, under the bed, in the couch cushions,
Using it as a flashlight to look
looking as a flashlight to find your phone.
Same because I know.
Your brain, I'd love for you got to bring her to the show. It's on stage, man, I'm just telling you. It's called a negative hallucination. In other words, your brain is literally looking right through your phone. Does not register. So anyway, I'll get technical with you. The bell curve. On this side of the bell curve, there's 2.14% of the population that can never be hypnotized, ever. That's the brain damage, schizophrenia, whatever. As you go up the bell curve, you've got 70% of the population that we call average, okay? As you go down the bell curve, you got 8 to 10% of the population that is above average, and you go all the way to the end, 2.14% we call somnambulistic. Right? They go under hypnosis very quickly, within seconds. So as a stage performer, these are the people that I'm looking for. So when people say, well, it didn't work for me, well, it did work for you, but you just it didn't go under that trance quick enough. You need to go sit back down. That's why I set them down. Now, I hate setting people down, but April tells me all the time that it's okay for me to do that because it looks more real.
It does. It really does. Yeah. Because I could tell that girl was faking it, and the more she sat up there, the more it seemed like you had put her there.
Yeah, it's a liability.
Yeah. So making her sit down is good.
See, I do things differently than most hypnotists. A lot of hypnotists will ask for volunteers to come up on stage, and then they're limiting themselves to just those people. I have a whole freaking audience out here. I'm going to hit everybody, and I'm going to hypnotize the whole audience, and then I'm going to pick and choose the somnambulistics. The definition of that is sleepwalking, by the way.
Yeah,
Somnambulism.
Walking, so that's what I was
I'm not in their minds. They are in their minds. I'm not hypnotizing anyone. They hypnotize themselves. So whatever, I just lead them down a path of suggestion, okay? So whatever that suggestion is that they grab a hold of, that's the picture that they have in their mind. It's like a dream, okay? So I'll have people on stage for maybe an hour, hour and a half. If you go up to some of them and ask them after, how long were you sitting up there? They're going like, when's the show start? Sure. It's like, so when you dream, we've all dreamed. We all have dreams. Those dreams last 30 seconds, if that. Some of them 10 seconds. But it feels like an entire movie. That's what's going on in their head when I get them into that state. Clasp your hands together, squeeze them tight, 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 tight. Beautiful. Hold them up there like this. Awesome. You're good looking. Now, extend your index fingers an inch apart. Take your eyes off of this, focus on your fingertips. Your fingertips. Now, use your imagination. Imagine now that there are magnets in the tips of your fingers.
And those magnets are going to pull your fingers closer and closer and closer together. Closer and closer and closer and closer. We're going to count back.
This is a Saturday afternoon in a restaurant over a plate of food. Understand, I just spent 20 minutes asking this man whether any of it was real.
I need you to look at each other. Don't look at me because it creeps me out. Go check that for me. Keep your eyes on each other. No, we're not. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a little mojo on you here. We're going to put a little mojo. Beautiful. Absolutely perfect. Addison, open your eyes. Can you give me a favor? Can you point, show her where you felt something different? You just popped it. Did it feel like this? Feel this? I rubbed her nose.
Nobody touched.
Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Beautiful. Open your eyes. Show us what you felt. How you doing?
He'll tell you that he's self-taught. What that means is he read and watched and cold called strangers until the thing he was studying pulled him out of the hole he was in.
Okay, so in a culture like the biker community, biker culture, where we are anti-establishment, don't tell me what to do, get out of my yard, get out of my head, how are they handling being hijacked mentally?
I do get in their head. I do make them do stupid shit. However, and he can contest to this, at the end of the show, I give them a gift. I use this hypnosis as a tool to give them something positive to look forward to. I've had somebody 5 years later had come up to me and thanked me because their life was turned around in so many different ways. And they said, Gary, the only way this happens is because you hypnotized me, and I couldn't stop thinking about this and staying motivated and focused on what it was you were telling me or what you put in my head. And I was having a bad day, wasn't in a happy place at the time, but here we are, just wonderful. I got a great boyfriend, a great job. And that's the gift. So yeah, I'm gonna screw with their head a little bit, but I'm gonna give them something to.
So I say that as a joke, but the people that are hypnotized, they're not stupid. They're far from stupid. I make them do stupid stuff.
Higher functioning to be able to.
They have an incredible brain. They have a great imagination and a incredible ability to concentrate and focus. And we all have that. Some people just have it better than others. And those are the people that I'm looking for, but they're not stupid at all. So as I mentioned earlier, at the end of the show, I'm going to make people do stupid stuff that they wouldn't. Here's the thing. Even when you're under hypnosis, if you don't feel comfortable doing something, you won't do it. Okay? If something's bothering, like for example, if I make you believe that you're naked on stage, a lot of people, they're doing all this, but some people are just like, yeah, no. It doesn't bother me. But I always tell them, no physical contact for my safety. If I can get people to forget about normal, everyday, humdrum, boring ass life for a couple of minutes, I've done my job. So here's the thing though, as an entertainer, you can't please everyone, although I try. I do try. And it's a little difficult in our biker world because there are certain biker dudes that's just, get away from me, dude.
They don't want to laugh.
They don't want to laugh. They have that bad attitude. They have that, I'm a biker, I'm a Hell's Angel, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a damn. I don't care about your rules. Listen, this is me. It's just me. I understand the clubs, the camaraderie, the brotherhood. Absolutely love it. But I truly believe in my heart that there should not be any rivalries in motorcycle clubs. Zero. Why? We're all in the same family. We're all trying to provide the same goals. Charity work, whatever, all that kind of stuff. I don't care. Everybody's fighting over the bar stool or who gets the hottest chick. Who cares? This isn't high school. And the reason I say that, because when the shit hits the fan, hopefully one day it doesn't happen, but if it does, I want those boys on my back. all of them. I don't care if you're an angel, an outlaw, I don't care. I need you on my side. Let's all work together. If we all work together, we can accomplish a whole lot more. Put your rivalry bullshit off to the side, man. That's my opinion. So clubs may look at me and hate me for saying that. I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care. Anyway.
Are you nervous that you're going to make them look foolish?
So there was one guy at Gibtown last year, not this year's, last year, club member, was going under like crazy. I went out in the audience and I tried to get him to where I wanted to get him up on stage. He snapped out of it immediately and almost went sideways, and he's about ready, squared off. And I looked at him, I said, "You're fine, no need for this nonsense. I'll leave you here. You don't want to be here, you can leave." He got up and left. End of story. Show went on. So I just don't, I respect the clubs. I respect their rules. I don't have to follow your rules. I'm not part of your club. I follow my own rules. And if I can make you smile, and we've done it, I've done some of the baddest, meanest Hell's Angels dude in Sturgis. No. And one of the guys, old school guy, old school biker attitude, thought he was a magician. Notice what I said there. Thought he was a magician. And he literally tried to intimidate me. I looked at him and I said, "Stop. You don't intimidate me. But let me show you something to help you." "Well, you can't fucking help me." I did the trick. "Okay, you gotta show me how you did that." So he went from here to, okay, this is kind of cool. So my personal opinion, there's no point being like that, man. We're all people, we're all human beings. Just treat people with love and respect. And that's what you're gonna get back. That's what I believe, wholeheartedly.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Oh, that's a great way to stop the video, wasn't it?
And scene. Good.
Cut.
Nice. Wrap.
That's a wrap.
So, you're interested. Where can you go see him? I asked him just that.
We're going to make a stop in Kentucky, and then we'll go to, next gig is in Granite City, Illinois at the Mill, and then we got shows in Sioux Falls, South Dakota on the way to Sturgis. We got to make an appearance in Mitchell, South Dakota at the Corn Palace, and then we'll be in Sturgis that week, 5 shows in Sturgis, leaving there, going to Harrah, Oklahoma for another gig, and leaving there, going to Sturgis, Mississippi for a bike rally. I've hit the trifecta. Sturgis, Kentucky, Sturgis, South Dakota, now Sturgis, Mississippi. I've hit the trifecta. Now there is one more Sturgis in Michigan, but they don't have a bike rally. But if they do, I'm in. I'll be there. So we'll be in Sturgis, Mississippi, doing a gig there. Then we're coming home for a week. We got a gig in Griffin, Georgia at the Opera House. Okay. And then the next gig after that is in Laconia. They're having it's not a bike week, but it's a bike oriented thing in the fall that they do, not Laconia Bike Week, which they wanted me to come there this year, but I was in Mississippi, I couldn't go. Sure. But we're going to be at the High Octane Saloon in September in Laconia, New Hampshire. And then we'll probably have another gig here locally when we get back, and when the holidays start coming up, I start getting phone calls. So we stay pretty busy, but that's the tour, that's the second leg of the tour for this year.
Now, 2 I'd put on your calendar right now. Sturgis, Iron Horse Saloon, indoor stage, August 8th through the 11th. It's free, 21 and up, downtown, walking distance from everything. And then we also have, for you local folks to the Atlanta area, not too far from home, the Griffin Opera House. 8 o'clock, Faith versus Fear Tour, ticketed. Links are below. Fair warning, and Gary will tell you the same thing. This is an adult show. Leave the kids at the house. Everything else, GaryMichaels.net, or search Gary Michaels Hypnotist on any of the platforms that exist. We'll be hanging out with him more up in Sturgis. Again, stay connected on social to find out which day and when, and you can go with us. So, that's Gary Michaels. The miles aren't the best part of this thing that we do. The people are. I went to a show in Thunder Beach. I almost skipped Found out the guy's damn near a neighbor of mine. And then we ended up at a table watching him put my wife under hypnosis between the entree and the check. That's the circuit. That's the whole reason that we do this. So go see. Sturgis is in August at the Iron Horse, and then there's Griffin at the end of the month. Everything else, GaryMichaels.net. Links below. And we'll be in Sturgis too. So follow us on socials so that you know where we're at in real time, because I'd love to shake your hand out there. Make sure you hit like, hit subscribe, all the YouTube-y garbage that I've already said once this show. And we'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay free. Keep it shiny side up.